Guys, it's Stock Curry, and the markets were down quite a bit today. A lot of people are fearful. You might be wondering whether you should buy the dip or just sell everything in old cash. Well, I'm going to go through some historical data that's going to get you really excited for a turnaround in these markets. So let's get into it. Okay, the first thing that I want to say is that the markets right now are super volatile and they are extremely difficult to predict. Now, yesterday I predicted we'd have a little bit of a green day on Monday and Tuesday, but instead the markets were down 1% on Monday. Again, you can never truly tell what the market is going to do day to day. The market predictions I give out, they are my best guesses. You can generally tell a trend, whether a market is going to trend up or down over the course of a few weeks. It's same with stocks, you can tell the trends, but trying to predict what a stock or the entire market is going to do any given day is extremely difficult. Now that said, even though I was wrong, I want to reiterate something that a lot of people maybe are new to this channel, have never heard before, and that is this. In the stock market, you only have to be right 60% of the time to make money. And where I come up with that statistic is the last job that I had before I came to YouTube full-time, I was working at an algo trading company. Now, if you don't know what algo trading is, it's basically where you program a computer to trade stocks for you, and the algorithm, the computer, just does all the trades automatically based upon whatever inputs and factors you put in. And what we found is the algo trading had to be right 55% of the time to break even. And the 55% mark just comes from the fact that there are bid-ask spreads, and then there are certain fees to buy and sell stocks and futures and options and whatnot. So 55% of the time is how much you have to be right just to break even. But as soon as you get to 60%, that's all it takes to actually beat the market. And there's one guy that I worked with, he developed an algorithm that was correct 63% of the time. He had been running it for 8 years, and for 8 years consistently, he was making 30% a year. Think about that, a 30% return by being right 63% of the time. It is amazing. You don't have to be right very often. You just have to be committed and spend enough time in the market for those trades to work out and pay off. So what I want to do today is I want to show you some historical fear and greed and kind of show you what happens when we get to these levels where everybody's fearful and it just seems like everything is falling nonstop every single day. What generally happens at those points? And I think you're going to be surprised by what you're about to see. Okay, the first thing that I want to cover is CNN's Fear and Greed Index, and this applies to the stock market. And the first thing we'll look at is the market momentum. You'll see how this went from extreme greed down to neutral, and that is because the stock market has started to sort of top out and trade flat a little bit. The next thing is the stock price breadth, and you can see this went from fear to extreme fear. And then safe haven demand went from fear to extreme fear. Stock price strength went from fear to extreme fear. And put and call options went from fear to extreme fear, meaning more people are buying puts now than they are buying calls. So altogether, the CNN Fear and Greed Index is at extreme fear. Now I want to show you historically how low this generally gets before it bottoms out. And you can see that based upon the historicals, we're pretty much at the bottom right here. The only time we go any lower is, for example, the 2020 pandemic, where we fell down to an extremely low level. But generally speaking, we bottom out here and then we start going back up. Now, the reason that's important is because most retail traders will buy in at times of extreme greed. That is, they see stocks running up, they hear about all their friends making all this money in the stock market, they jump in, they buy in all these stocks that quite frankly are already overbought and overvalued, and then as soon as they buy in, their stocks start to dip. And then we get to a point where we're at right now where retail traders are like, oh my gosh, this is dipping. I'm losing so much money. I can't take it anymore. We're at this period of extreme fear. And it's right at this period where people will sell out of their stocks. And of course, right when they sell, that is the point where stocks are oversold, where they are undervalued. And what ends up ultimately happening is as soon as retail investors sell, these stocks turn around, they start going back up again. So that is why it's important to look at these fear and greed indexes. At the bottom of the chain where we're at this extreme fear, that is where stock prices generally bottom out before they start going back up again. And at the periods of extreme greed, that is where they typically top out before they fall. So right now we're at this period where we're at the bottom, and based upon the fear and greed index, stocks should bottom out here and start going back up again soon. And like I've been saying for a while, I do think stocks are going to start rising starting in the last week of December. Now if we move on to cryptos, you can see how cryptos also have been absolutely clobbered lately. And you can look at the crypto fear and greed index and you can see the exact same thing. Crypto is in a period of extreme fear. Well, how low does this normally go? Well, if we take a look at the historical chart, we can see that we're pretty much very close to a bottom right here. Now, it has been known to drop down to 10 at its lowest point, so crypto might drop down a little bit further still, but usually it will hit that level within about a week, and then it'll start going back up. So even crypto is near the bottom and is about to turn around and start going back up, meaning that right now is the best time to buy crypto. You want to buy crypto while it's beat down, prices are low, everybody's fearful. There's old sayings, think about Warren Buffett. He said when everybody's fearful, that's when you should be greedy. Well, right now we're seeing extreme fear in crypto and stocks. That's when you should be greedy. The other thing that a lot of people have said, a lot of boomers say, buy low, sell high. When you buy low, when everything's beat down, when prices are at the lowest, that's when you buy low. And when you sell high, when everybody's jumping in and everybody thinks everything is going to moon and prices are through the roof, that's when you sell. And so it really is difficult, especially for a new investor, because you literally have to do the exact opposite of what your brain tells you to do. Your brain is saying, look, prices are going down, I'm not touching this, I'm getting out. And that is literally when you need to be buying. And when prices are running up sky high, you're like, oh my God, I gotta jump in before I miss out. That's when you should be selling. So you literally have to flip your mindset around. And if you do that, if you can do that, it totally works. You'll make so much money. So I just wanted to take a minute to kind of show you these fear and greed indexes, show you that, yes, a lot of people are fearful right now. Crypto is dropping. All of the high growth stocks have pretty much been dropping since March. It has just been brutal out there. And you might be thinking, you know what, I'm done, I'm out. I'm just going to sell everything. I'm just going away. You know what? A lot of people sold everything in March of 2020. And had they stayed in, they would have made a killing. So I'm just asking you, please don't make that mistake. Please don't jump out of the market right now because you're just losing money and you think it's over and it's never going to recover. We are near the bottom. We are on the virtual edge of recovering and starting to go back up. Now is a great time to buy. Now is a great time to get in. This is not the time to be panicking and freaking out and selling everything. As Warren Buffett said, this is the time to be greedy. Okay, I want to show you guys a couple of stocks and kind of show you guys how they do continue to fall. We're not quite at a bottom yet, but we are getting there. And I think we're going to hit that bottom in about a week. And I'll tell you what my thoughts are, kind of how I'm playing it, and how I'm kind of navigating the markets right now. For those of you guys who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks for you. Every day I spend hours and hours and hours watching all of the top finance channels, and then I consolidate all of their stock picks and I put them together into a single video. I give you both the cliff notes on their stock picks as well as my analysis on their stock picks. Now, if anything I talk about today piques your interest, make sure you listen to who I say talked about that stock and then go watch their video to get the full details on what they said. Now, all I ask for putting all of this together for you guys is that you hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the page so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. Alright, before we get into our stock picks, I do want to remind you that I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I talk about today is a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold. These are just my opinions which may or may not be accurate. Please do your own research before investing in any asset. By the way, if you're wondering what you're looking at right now, this is the Webull desktop app. Webull is the app that I use for my trading, and it is also the app that I use in all of my videos. If you'd like to get 5 free stocks worth up to $8,300, you can sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up for Webull using my link in the description below and deposit just $1, Webull will send you 5 free stocks worth up to $8,300. Now that promotion is only good for another 10 days, so make sure you sign up and initiate your deposit in the next 10 days to take advantage of that. Also, once you sign up, you can then refer your own friends to Webull, and for each friend that you refer, you will get 6 free stocks worth up to $1,800. So that's 6 free stocks worth up to $1,800 for each friend that you refer, on top of the 5 free stocks worth up to $8,300 that you'll get for signing up and depositing $1. All right, let's get into today's stock and crypto picks. And first up is AMC. This is AMC Movie Theaters. Yesterday, I said that if AMC broke below the 300-day EMA, it could drop all the way down to $14.50. Now, Trace Trades thinks there's a support level at $19, but I'm not really seeing it. AMC dropped 15% on Monday and another 4% after hours. Now, someone in the comment section asked me if people were still holding their AMC shares. I want to let you know that if you need to sell to pay your bills or take care of your family, that was the case for me. I sold all of my short-term stocks, including AMC, and I really haven't done any trading for the past 2 months. I pulled most of my money out of my short-term trading accounts in order to pay bills while my wife is out of work and taking care of our new baby. So right now, I only have my long-term investments. Again, I didn't sell due to a loss of conviction or a change in beliefs. I sold because I had to take care of my family. And if you need to do the same, I completely understand. I will let you know that I will be buying back in once my wife starts working again. And the reason I will be buying back in is because I still believe in the cause. As you can see on Ortex, the utilization is still at 77% and the short interest is at 18.61% and rising. So not only has a short squeeze not happened, but shorts are increasing their positions. And because the volume is lower, the days to cover is now up to 2.31, which means a short squeeze will be more severe when it finally does happen. So for all of those reasons, I plan to buy back in just as soon as my family is taken care of. And next up is NVDA. This is Nvidia. NVDA dropped over 6% on Monday. Now you might be tempted to buy the dip, but I would wait. The MACD is still bearish, the RSI is still bearish, and the candles are still bearish. NVDA has a history of bouncing off of the 100-day EMA, so NVDA will probably drop down to around $250 before bottoming out. And next up is TSLA. This is Tesla, and they're an American EV manufacturer. Chris Zane said he thinks TSLA will get down to $910. That is the 100-day EMA. I think he's right, but I think TSLA will go even lower. Let me turn off the EMA so you can see what I mean. TSLA tends to follow the light blue trend line that I drew. So I think TSLA will get down to the low 800s before bottoming out. And just to be clear, as Tom Nash pointed out, Elon Musk may have sold $12 billion worth of Tesla, but he acquired nearly $17 billion from his stock options. So his portfolio total has actually increased by $5 billion. He just had to sell some shares to pay taxes. Tesla will turn around, but it needs to get back down to the long-term trend line first. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Comment down below what you think the market is going to do this week. And remember, if you're looking for a broker to trade with, you can sign up for Webull. They have a promotion running right now that's only good through December 23rd, where if you sign up, you will get 5 free stocks worth up to $8,300. All you have to do is sign up using my link in the description below and deposit just $1 and you'll get 5 free stocks worth up to $8,300. Then after you're signed up and after you've made a deposit and you're ready to go, you can then refer your own friends through December 31st and you yourself will get 6 free stocks worth up to $1,800 for each of the friends that you refer. So not only can you get 5 free stocks worth up to $8,300 for signing up and depositing $1 right now using my link, then you can refer your friends and get an additional 6 free stocks worth up to $1,800 for each friend that you refer. So again, I got a link for Webull right down there. Now, if you're not a U.S. resident, or if you're looking to trade OTC penny stocks, or if you just don't like payment for order flow, then I recommend Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers is a great trading platform. They have highly discounted trading throughout the world. Trades start at just $1 US, $1 Canadian dollar, 4 euros, or 6 Australian dollars, depending upon where you live. And both Webull and Interactive Brokers both offer the full pre-market and after-hours trading from 4 a.m. until 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And finally, I do want to remind you that I have material connections with both of those. So whenever you sign up for either one, not only are you getting a great broker to trade with, you're also helping me to continue to produce these great videos for you. Also, I want to remind you to hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the page if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.